insights. So let me have Mr. Shavkat Karimov on the stage.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, never be late is number one. This is my mission number two, actually. My mission number one is to teach, to share my experience with you, but mission number two is just make sure you're never late. So whoever comes late, I'll shame them in front of everyone. I'll ask them why, wouldn't even hear that. I don't need their response, just never be late. All right, and I need my deck, if possible, the presentation. But before I start, let me ask you who you are. All right, who are the people here? Because the mix of people. I see some entrepreneurs, see some like senior level developers, I see students. I have no idea who you are. So raise your hand if you're just starting right now. You're starting IT or anything else, doesn't matter. Are you a student? All right, about, well, most people I think, right? Who is working right now? Who's employed? Okay, not that many people. Okay, we'll try to go more like into fundamentals. Who's about to finish studying? Who is like graduating, almost there? 2, 3, like 3 people, 3 girls. Cool, like girls, you know, they grow faster, that's true. All right, so I'm still waiting for my presentation. And we'll talk about your IT career. Are you in IT or are you in some other field? IT, right? Most people in high tech. Are you studying information technology, like programming and stuff? Right? Okay. Who is studying something else? Why are you here? Yes.
I'm first-year student, and I'm going to start my studies in January, and so I'm basically now free to explore. And my department is, this department that I'm going to be studying is CMS, Computer Science, Mathematics, and Statistics. So I want to be mindful what I want to choose.
Yeah, it's pretty close actually. So you're in the right place. Very cool. And anybody else who wants to share what do you do, guys? What are you studying? Because I want to see how close you are. Like if you're into arts, it's really far, right? Or if you're into like nature studies or whatever, irrigation, be too far. Anything can be digital, so it's still not a problem. Because filmmaking can be digital, right? Irrigation, everything can be digital. So you can learn quite a few things today. I'll just go like that then. I have it here. Anyway, so, you know, there's some technical issues, they say. No deck for now. They're calling somebody who will take care of that. But I remember everything, so don't worry about it. Because I did it multiple times. No problem. I hope so. All right, IT career. Let me tell you about myself first. So I come from Microsoft, like you said, right? Microsoft. 3 years there, I was head of SEO. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. So when you bring your website to the top of Google, right? You search for something, like a cap, right? Cool cap, by the way. And then you want to buy something, right? And there are a million results come up. So you want to be number one. So that's my job. Bring my website or the website of my client or the website of my company to the #1 spot. Then I was a VP, Vice President of SEO again, at another global company called Bold, B-O-L-D. They are leaders in resumes, cover letter, job search, careers, things like that. So that's why I'm familiar with how to get a job, you know, how to make a career, and I'll give you quite a few tips today. And now, so I learned about you a little bit, and I told you a little bit about myself. I also have a couple companies, also in software. One is in Russia, one is in America, and so I'm an entrepreneur. But I love working for others to learn, right? Because they're big companies. You can learn a lot of things from them on a larger scale that you can't reach by yourself and a small team, like as a startup. So that's why I highly recommend you both things. Work for others, especially if it's a big company. But even if it's a startup, it's still cool because you learn a lot of things. by doing. Hey, you guys are late. What the heck? Don't be late. You too. Oh, no, you girls. Anyway, so, no, you too. You're late. Don't be late. Okay, don't be late. Damn it. Anyway, so, yeah, IT. Why IT? Why information technology? Why it's cool? First of all, a lot of money. Tons of money. You'll make huge amount of money just being in IT, as long as you know what you're doing. We just talked with a guy here. His name is Firuz. Also a cool guy, tons of experience in getting a job, being successful, especially in high tech. He's a full stack developer, front end and back end. So he told me he passed like 50 different interviews. So, and that's where your experience comes in, right? Interview is a skill, and you need to develop it. You need to practice, practice, practice. And once you do it on the 50th time, it's nothing for you. It's so easy. You know what they will ask you. You're ready. You have your stories, your cases. You can easily tell them everything they want to hear and get a job. It's that easy. And sorry, I have holes. You know holes? I'll show you. Holes. So they should pay me. But I always use it because my throat is aching. I was sick a few days, so that's why it's a little bit mumbling a little bit. But I hope you hear and understand me well. So IT. So that's number one. A lot of money. So if you're money driven, I don't see any problem with that. Go work because you'll support your family, yourself, right? You can do some charity work. It's good to have a lot of money. Second, you'll do things on a larger scale. Like at Windows, at Microsoft, there are 1.4 billion devices. Not million, I said billion. 1.4 billion devices. Machines, right? The computers. That means there are 1 billion users, 1 billion people like you who use PC, who use Windows, right? Who is on Windows, by the way? Show me. You see majority. Who is on Apple? Damn it. Apple. So I hate Apple. Don't use Apple because they track you. But yeah, it's a good product. Apple is tough. It's just expensive. And also you don't have enough software like you have with Windows. For me, for instance, SEO, right? Remember SEO? Most software is in Windows, not on Apple, not on iOS. So yeah, large scale stuff. So you change one thing in Windows. Let's say you're like a junior developer, like a coder in Windows, in the Windows team at Microsoft, right? And you change something at the start menu. Remember at Windows 11, the start menu moved somewhere. I don't use 11. I think it sucks. But something changed there. And then 1 billion people saw that you changed something. So that's how much influence you have with IT. You do one little thing, billions of people, 100 millions of people see that. And then they either hate you or love you, but you influence them. Depends on what you did and how you did it, the quality of your work. So number 3 reason. So first, money, remember. Second, scale. And number 3 is that you can actually improve our lives through automation. There is nothing in this life that can automate things like IT, right? Through programming, through building some different types of code, machines, robots, spiders, scripts. You automate things. You don't have to do it over and over and over again like with other fields, but just once, and then it does it by itself. And now with AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, ML, things have improved a lot. Right now, it teaches itself and grows by itself, even without your involvement. So that's how powerful IT is. And the future is in high tech. No other field will beat it. And if you're in IT, you'll be in this winning army of people who improve our lives. If you don't like IT, if you're not that technical, don't worry. I'll give you a couple of examples today that you don't have to be technical. You don't have to code. You don't have to know math. I am terrible at math. Like I can't calculate, very bad. I can't code. I'm not a developer at all. Like I can't code. But I made it in IT, pretty high level. I made a lot of money. Why? Because you don't have to. There are tons of professions in IT that require your creativity, not your technical abilities. Okay? Hey, you're late. Hey, you're late. Why are you late? I don't care. Come in. Never be late. Okay. So I'll do it a few more times and then also don't worry. Because then my lecture will be like, "You late, late, late," like, and people will be, what is he talking about? Is it like IT or what? Lady, you're late. Late. Yeah, I know. You're sorry. But never be late, okay? It's so easy not to be late. Just come in advance. Like 15 minutes in advance, you did it. Such a simple trick, you're never late. All right. So, IT. Yeah, you don't have to be technical, right? There are roles like PM. Have you heard of PM? Project management, right? Product management or program management. 3 different things. And program came from Microsoft, but basically very similar. You just basically manage a product or a program or project. And that requires more like emotional intelligence. Not technical skills, but emotional intelligence. How to work with people. How to get things done. Things like that. See, no technical stuff. Psychology mostly. And time management, productivity, these kind of things. SEO, not a technical profession. Very easy to learn. You know, if you went to my SEO session, I think it was easy, right? Like pretty straightforward. In 1 hour, you can basically become an SEO specialist. And then you just grow and learn by yourself. Straightforward. Copywriting. Like if you're good at writing, again, you don't have to code. You just write text. Copywriting is huge. You know, many people have no idea how to write. And if you can make it in IT. You just write about stuff that's more related to technical stuff. And then web design, right? Very creative. Like if you know how to use Photoshop, Canva, like other products, you don't have to basically do anything. You just like do what you love, you design, and you're in IT, you paid as much, almost as much, okay, as developers, engineers, like developers, engineers, coders, whatever you call them, as these, they are paid most, but we, non-technical people, are very close. The difference is so slight, especially when you compare to others, other professions in the world, even finance, even medical, even lawyers, they all make less than you will. Importance of IT. So now, let's do this. It's going to be a little difficult, tricky. I need one volunteer. One volunteer. The one who can jump. Who can jump? You can jump. Damn, girls. With girls is tough. Another girl. Okay, you go first. Come over. I usually ask guys, because guys, you know, they're like, if they fall, not my problem. Like he's a guy. But if she falls, like they'll sue me, like saying, hey, you did something to her. And then it would be on video. You know, people will tell me that, hey, you do something to these girls in Uzbekistan. Okay, so let's do this. Listen carefully, okay? Oh, this is easy. So we have this line here. So this is your starting point. You have to jump from here to as far. Listen carefully. As far as possible. Maximum. Yeah, get ready. All right, you ready? Okay, guys, let's do it. Maximum. Go. That's not too far. But that's all right. So this was your result. You moved a little bit. So this is your result, okay? You guys see it, right? Lame. Yeah, I don't have to jump even. I can just walk like that. But anyway, stand back. Now, what's your name, by the way?
My name is Roshana.
Roshana, beautiful. All right, now, you see this? This is your goal. This is your previous result. You don't have to jump as far as you can. You just have to jump farther than this. Just farther. Just make it over. So, you see the difference? Now remember what I asked Roshana first time. Jump as far as possible. Maximum. Remember those? And you still didn't do that. Right? Second time I said, just do this. And she did it. Not only she reached this, she passed over. Why?
Because my first goal was exact. And I knew that I have to be more and more confident with myself, and I have to achieve more. Because I really want more.
Very good. Emotional goal. I love it. Roshana, very emotional and true. So besides the emotions, like I want to do it like American way, like I'm the best, I can do it. Not this part, but you saw the goal, right? You saw it very clearly. This is my goal. And that's why you were able to reach the goal and pass the goal, overcome the goal. So this is the most, Roshana, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Perfect. Very good. Great example. You know, the problem is if Roshana didn't jump second time, I had nothing to tell you. So you saved me. But what I want you to remember is that when you do this, when you see your goal clearly, you can reach it. When it's something vague, broad, you will never reach it. If you say it yourself, if you tell yourself, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be rich. Right? What is rich? Nothing. I want to be a millionaire. Okay, closer, $1 million. You understand what it is. But again, not a goal really. You know SMART goals? Have you heard of SMART goals? Right, some people heard of it. Right, SMART stands for a few different things. I remember measurable, actionable, realistic, time-bound, specific, very good. So when it's specific, when you can measure it, when you can really understand how you're moving forward, when it's achievable, it's not something like $1 billion. It's hard to achieve, especially sitting in Uzbekistan. I think we have some billionaires here, but very hard, especially at young age, right? But realistic goal, like $1 million is more realistic, right? And then time bound, when you say, I don't want to be just a millionaire, I want to be it next year, in 12 months. That's time bound. So when you have those limits, those specific targets, you can build a plan, right? So then first there's a dream. A dream becomes a goal, right? Goal. And then the goal becomes a plan when you plan it out. And the key, the secret here is to make it small steps. I have a beautiful slide there that you'll never see that shows how small steps are important. Where's the damn deck? Damn it, you guys. Anyway, so a power of small steps. So when you plan, if it's hard, if it's something like not really doable, just break it down to small steps and it's doable, right? Like 1, 2, 3, like I walk right now. And then plan is nothing without action. So make sure you actually act, you actually walk, you actually do stuff. And this is it. This is how you can reach anything in your life, including, you know, career, our main topic. Any questions for now? Okay. When there are no questions, yes.
What was your first step? That the jump that you took in your career that was as far as you could, that you thought?
Okay, good question. Like the question was, what was your first step to get into IT, right? To make an IT career. Oh, it's a long story. I'll make it super short. So I'm a filmmaker in the past. Like I made short films, 20 short films, got awards and everything. When I got into the United States of America, that was my dream, like go to US. I immediately went to Hollywood, you know, Los Angeles, because I'm a filmmaker. I thought I can make it big in the films. No, it's impossible, for me at least. It was really tough. I couldn't make it. I couldn't break into Hollywood. Mainly because it's a world of connections. Like in Uzbekistan, Tanish village, right? You have to know people, otherwise you're out. So I knocked a bunch of doors. I met a lot of people, agencies, directors, scriptwriters, producers. Just didn't happen. But Los Angeles is very expensive. It's tough. So I saw this job posting, SEO manager. SEO manager, what the hell is SEO? So I started looking up, what is SEO? Sounds like something I could do, but I've never heard of SEO. I know how to push website to the top. I had my dating agency online at that time, Uzbek Brides, and multiple other things. Short Films Wanted, so I made a website called shortfilmswanted.com. I was number 8 at Google for short films, after Universal, Atom Films, iFilm, like big studios, like DreamWorks. And so I thought, okay, I can do it. I read a book throughout the night called SEO Book. That's actual name, SEObook.com. I still know that guy who wrote that. I went to the interview next day because they invited me over when I applied, and I passed it. And they said, yeah, you're hired, because nobody knows about SEO. You know about SEO. So at that time, nobody knew what SEO is. No schools, no university degrees, nothing about SEO. Today, more people know. It's like similar to what it is in Uzbekistan, right? Most people don't know about SEO today. So if you learn, you have advantage. Right away, this is your easy entrance to IT. Tons of money, I'm telling you. And very cool job, very interesting. High demand, because everybody wants to be number 1 in Google. But millions of results, but only one spot. If you know how to do that, you'll be in demand. First of all, you don't have to work for others, like I did most of the time. I had my own websites, brought them to the top, and get free traffic, organic traffic, high quality traffic. So that's how I got in SEO. And then 16 years later, I became a VP of SEO. So it was like an accident, kind of. What you could do, don't make it an accident. Try to learn, figure out, and I'll teach you how, don't worry. I'll teach you how to figure out what you need to do with your life, career-wise, professionally. We'll get there right away. So great question, thank you. So I hope I answered it. Now, how to understand what you need to do in high tech or any other field. Who've heard about Ikigai? Ikigai. 2, 3, 4 people, right? So most people, some people know it, most people don't. So I'll tell you. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that means a reason to wake up in the morning. A reason to wake up in the morning. So remember when you wake up, Mondays especially, do you hate the morning? I think you do, right? I hate mornings. A lot of people do. Especially if you have to go to work or to university, like, damn, same thing over and over. So you have no ikigai. That's what it means. You don't have the reason to wake up. When you have that reason, you just wake up right away and go. Do the thing you want to do. Important thing. So how to find your ikigai? 5 elements. There are 4, but I added 1 more. If my slides were here, you would see some beautiful chart about ikigai, but no, you wouldn't. So number 1, you need to do what you love to do. Very simple. Make a list of things you love. Even if it's not an action, if it's some food, music, doesn't matter. I love, and then the whole list. This is exercise number 1, okay? Make a list of things you love. Number 2, make a list of things you are good at. Okay? Don't just come up with stuff like, I think I'm good at singing, right? I sing in the shower, I love it, it's so perfect. But when people hear you singing, like, please don't, never, don't sing. So ask people around you, what do they think you're good at? What are your strengths? What are the skills you possess that nobody else has, or not many people have? You have that, trust me. Every single one of you have something that's better than most others. Because we are born that way. We're born different. God made us different for a reason, so we do different things. So this will help you figure out what you should do with your life. What are you good at already, or what do you have talents with? Like, what kind of talents do you have? Because if you have a talent, you can develop the skill. All right? So remember, list number 1, I love doing this, this, and that. List number 2, I'm really good at this, this, and that. And then look at both lists and see, are there any repeats? Do you see something that's in both lists, in this list and in that list? Okay, that's your exercise number 3. If there's nothing, keep going. You'll find something. But I'm pretty sure there will be not just something, there will be multiple things that you love, because when you love something, you become good at it. Not maybe at young age, but the more you grow, the more you develop yourself in something you love, and then you become better and better, and maybe eventually become the top one in the world, like especially in sports, in arts, in science, in business, right? So, 3. So you're good at this, you love this, but it doesn't make money. How would you support your wife, I want to say, because I'm the guy, your family, right? Your husband or your wife, your parents, your children, your family, and yourself, right? Sometimes you don't have to marry right away. You need some money to live. So if it's something you really love, you're good at, but there's no money in this whatsoever, not a good idea. You will suffer. Like most artists, you know, artists who draw pictures, right? 99.99% of them are very poor. It's unfortunate. I hope, you know, NFT will change that and something will change that. But right now, if you're an artist, you have to be in 0.1% to be like, make some money. Not even a lot of money, most likely. Not like in IT. So if there's no money, scratch that, gone. So there should be some money. Most things in life, you know, there's money out there. You'll make enough for your living. Number 4, it should bring value to society, to the world, right? So you have a real reason, an actual ikigai, a reason to wake up. Because you'll see, like what I see right now in your eyes, I'm teaching you, I see that some of you getting some ideas now, like, oh, I should do that with my life, or I should probably go into IT. Or maybe, oh, he talks a lot about money. Maybe I shouldn't go into IT because I'm more about, like, you know, doing good stuff, right? I'm not money driven. Doesn't matter. As long as you get something, then, you know, I didn't waste my time here. So value, bring value to the world, to society, to people around you, people, you know, far from you, to animals, to nature, doesn't matter. As long as part of your values as well. And this is number 5, the values. Let's say you're studying at the law school, law. You want to be a lawyer, right? You're good at this, you love this. Can you make money? Yeah, lawyers make pretty good money. Is it valuable for society? I think so. But your major value in your own life is freedom. And now there's a little contradiction here. You don't want to put people in jail, even if they deserve it, but you might be wrong. Just because you might be wrong, you don't want to do that. It's not part of your values because you're all about freedom. So then don't go there. You wouldn't find your ikigai. This is 5th element of ikigai. Okay? Just to recap, you should love it, you should be good at it, you should make money, you should bring value to the society, and it should be part of your own values. Very simple. Make those lists, figure out what's there, and work on it. Then remember the goal, plan, action, and it will happen. Oh, all right. Now I'm forgetting my stuff, but that's all right. Let's get closer to IT. So you ask a good question, like first steps, right? I told you my story. It's probably not going to be your story for sure, 100%. So I'll give you more like exact tips on the first steps, how to get into IT. And Ikigai will help you among IT professions to figure out what's yours, right? Are you a coder or even like technical or creative? Just as two parts. Or working with people or working by yourself. Like most coders work by themselves. That's why they become coders. Many people who are engineers that I talk to, they said, I hate working with people. That's why, you know, I love my computer. My program never complains, unlike people. Never gets sick, unlike people. Never gets, you know, never conflicts with me. I mean, it does, like bugs and stuff. But overall, you know, it's so much easier to work with computers. Like, I love that too. People, oh my God. especially when they start conflicting with each other, and you as a manager have to resolve it. Like, hey guys, please don't do that. You know, we're all people. Doesn't work. So you have to, you know, learn the crisis management, the conflict resolution stuff. Very tough. So if you don't like that, you don't have to be a manager, a leader. You can just be an engineer, and so on. But if you love that, you can be a leader, a great leader, because you'll work with people. So first steps. You have three instruments. Instrument number one, your social profile, and that's LinkedIn. Who has LinkedIn profile? Okay, let's put it this way. Who doesn't have LinkedIn profile? You guys, what the heck? Get a LinkedIn profile, linkedin.com. It's Microsoft product, but that's not why I'm suggesting it. It's because it's the largest social network, professional social network in the world. I don't remember how many users. I think like close to 1 billion now. It's like 750 million or something like that. But it doesn't matter. It's a lot of people. I get a job offer every 2 months at least once by doing nothing, just having my LinkedIn profile. See? So you build your profile. What it means, you add your photo, very simple, you know, selfie. Selfie is not a good idea actually. Make it professional. Nice photo. Then title, who are you? Like, I'm a JavaScript developer, right? Or I'm a copywriter, I'm a web designer, and so on. Don't say I'm looking for a job, looking for an opportunity. I see a lot of things like that. You're a loser then. And for recruiters, people say he's a loser, I don't want to hire him. But if he says like I'm a software engineer, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Don't put this yellow or whatever, it's green stuff saying open for network or like open network, stuff like that. Don't do that, it's lame. Open for work? Yeah, so don't do that. Don't put it there. Just make it clean and nice. The only thing that I like there is hiring. That says that you're actually employed. Moreover, you're a manager and you're hiring people, and people see that, so you can actually hire. But everything else, like open network, like all this stuff, don't do that. And then description that really describes what are you good at, right? What are your top skills? Maybe some achievement from your previous stuff, like what you achieved. And then your experience, your education, your skills, and a really important part, there's also your projects. Most important part is recommendations from others. So reach out to your connections, even at school, like your professor, your colleagues, doesn't matter. As long as you have something there that's reasonable, like people say that, oh, this guy or this girl, very cool, I highly recommend them. And why? Right? Anything works. Because how LinkedIn algorithm works, if you have a lot of recommendations and your profile is really full, so everything is there, you don't miss a single part, you start ranking high in the search results inside LinkedIn. It's much simpler algorithm than Google. Google is the most complex, but you can manipulate LinkedIn a little bit. And the second part of this is your networking. Like I have like maximum limit of connections, 30,000. Now I have like almost 32,000 followers. But reach that maximum. It's easy. Reach out to people, say, hey, I want to connect with you. And most people are nice, right? They will say, eh, why not? Young person wants to learn from me probably. It's ego baiting, ego, right? So they will accept. Make it slowly, steadily. You know, in less than a year, you'll get pretty significant number of connections. And these are your connections, right? Your network. You can ask them questions. You can ask them maybe to give you a job. Who knows? Or to teach you something. So this is number one instrument that you have, LinkedIn profile. Make it full, add everything you have, and network. Number two, what is number two? CV. Who said CV? Good job. Resume, right? Resume. Curriculum vitae, resume. CV, I think in England, UK, somewhere they say stuff like that. Yeah, in America, we don't do that. Like bloody English, nobody speaks like that in America. So, resume. What is an ideal resume? Ideal, perfect resume. It's a tricky one. Anyone? Very good. So it's one pager, one page, super short, right? That lists your experiences, what you're good at, and mainly, by the way, your achievements. So not what you did at certain jobs, like I was responsible for this, I see it all the time. I was responsible for this, I was in charge of that, I was working on that. I don't care. What did you achieve? I increased my traffic 10 times since I joined, by myself and my team maybe, I was leading the team, right? Or I improved the revenue, 5x in 3 months. This is impressive. I don't care what you did, I see the result. Right, so very important part. Anything else? What else makes an ideal resume? What is an ideal resume?
Published. The things you published.
Things you published. Okay, your works. Okay, projects, publications. Yeah, not bad. Anything else? Without picture. That's very interesting, tricky one. Yeah, so things about picture, because there are people who add pictures, there are people who don't. I would recommend adding it because it adds the personal touch. But in America particularly, a lot of recruiters and hiring managers avoid resumes with pictures and any other personal details, like your age, like your address, like your actual address, and things like that. Why? Because you can sue them that they didn't hire you because they didn't like your face, or because you're old or too young, right? Or where you live, or maybe your ethnicity based on your look, right? So they are trying to avoid these legal issues, and because they wouldn't hire you, and they're like, nah, maybe I just shouldn't even look at that. But that's a rare case. That's like stupid, especially in big high tech, like in tech giants like Microsoft and stuff. They do that sometimes, but most of the time they don't. So I highly recommend adding a picture in your resume if you want to. My resume has no picture, right? But I don't see. That's okay. I'll take that. Thank you. All right, sorry, I'm like too passionate. See, when you're passionate, you do stupid things like that. But it's good to be passionate because you're driven, you have ikigai, you want to teach people and give them knowledge. So resume, ideal resume. Anything else? So what I've heard, short, like concise. GitHub and stuff. So personal project, like he said, basically publications project, like you add your GitHub account so people could look and see what, what projects did you do, like what kind of software you built, maybe websites, maybe other things. Abilities and skills, very good. It's a separate part of a resume, right? You can just list things like JavaScript, Node.js, JS, and other like languages, for instance, if it's in IT, yeah. Languages, good. All right, so I'll add one more. Maybe I wouldn't. But let me give you the right answer. So no answer is correct. You're all wrong. So cool. No, but the right answer, ideal resume is the one that doesn't exist, that you don't need. You need to become an expert in your field, so you don't have to have a resume, right? So, it's a tricky one, I said so. What it means, in every okay, so there's Elon Musk, right? If he goes to a space company, Blue Origin, that's Jeff Bezos, Amazon, any other, in Houston, like NASA, right? Everybody knows Elon Musk, whatever you call him. He doesn't need a resume. Bill Gates, whatever. But in every micro niche, like for instance in digital marketing, we have Neil Patel, or we have Brian Dean. Like we have our own people, Bruce Clay. Like you don't know these guys, right? But I know them. If they come to work for me, I would never ask for a resume. It would be insulting to ask them for a resume because they're such professionals, experts. They're leaders in this field. So this is who you want to be. You want to reach the point where you don't need a resume. You still need a LinkedIn profile though, because people need to somehow get in touch with you, right? Connect with you. So, but the more important part. Hey, Rustam, how are you? Good to see you. Finally, you see, Rustam is here, the good leader. Everything works right away. Not right away, but okay leader, everything works in 5 minutes. But good leader, right away. It's coming. Okay, so we'll pass quite some slides because we're like halfway probably. But at least I'll go quickly over the slides so you have. It's good to remember things, right? Now, with the resume, one really important part. There's so many jobs out there, a lot of jobs, right? For the same role that you can do, there could be multiple jobs at multiple companies in multiple countries, everywhere. So what you need to do is this. You need to adjust your resume per each role you're applying for. Okay, makes sense? So there are 5 different roles. They hire pretty much the same person, but they talk about it differently, right? So when you send your resume to any of those roles, what happens today? Nobody will see it. There's an ATS system. For most companies out there, most companies use ATS. It's called Automated Testing System. It's a robot, basically, that blocks everything that's irrelevant. So if in your resume, there's no a single keyword that meets in the job description, it doesn't match, so it will remove it right away. So you wouldn't even pass the ATS. It's a blocker, right? To pass that, you need to read that job description, add a few keywords to your resume, and it will pass. Moreover, when a hiring manager or a recruiter looks at your resume, it will look more relevant because they know, they wrote that description, right? They know, oh, we need this person, especially recruiters. Recruiters are not, okay, is this recorded? Anyway, they're not smart, most of them, because they have no idea about your role, right? SEO, copywriting, web design, they're recruiters, normal people. They're not IT people, they have no idea. So you can trick them, right? You just add those keywords. They see, I have no idea what this job description says, because I'm not a coder, right? I have no idea what this resume says, but I see keywords. It says JavaScript, JavaScript, great. CSS, CSS, yes. And they let hiring managers see the resume. Otherwise, they wouldn't. They wouldn't see the keywords. They would say, oh, no, bye-bye. Maybe you are really, really relevant, but no keywords. So maybe you just use different words to say same thing. They don't know it because they have no idea. So adjust your resume per each role that you're applying for. That's a very important tip that you need to get today. How to do that? What I do, so you don't call your resume like Shavkat Karimov JavaScript .docx, right? Docs. Or Shavkat Karimov, I don't know, CSS or whatever, like C++, like if I'm a software developer. So don't do that because they will understand that your name of the file equals what you're applying to. So instead, create a folder on Windows. That's why I recommend Windows. And call it whatever you want to call it. This is my JavaScript resume. This is my HTML, CSS resume. This is my like some C++, whatever. For me, it's like PM, SEO, and other things. And then the title of the actual file would be the same. Shavkat Karimov resume.docs. And they don't know that it's actually a different resume that I'm applying for different roles, right? So this is a trick. And very important. So your resume needs to be customizable. You need to have multiple templates for your resume so you could apply for multiple types and variations of different roles. And then cover letter. Did any of you ever applied for a role, for a job somewhere? Because most people are students. You applied. Okay. So when you applied, question to you, have you ever used a cover letter? A cover letter. Only one of you used cover letter, nobody else. You guys, you suck, big time. You have to use a cover letter. If I see somebody applying to my role who didn't spend 1 or 2 minutes to write a cover letter is like why I'm applying, I ignore them. They don't respect me. They didn't spend like 2 minutes to write why they want to work for me. Why would I spend my time to even look at them? Right? So out, basket. Nobody needs the losers. But if you use the cover letter, you have competitive advantage now. So always use cover letter when you apply. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you about the cover letter. How many words was the question? So normally it's 2 paragraphs, okay? No words, but just 2 ideas that you want to send to the employer as a potential employee, as a candidate. First paragraph talks about, okay, here's a question for you. What the first paragraph should be about? Why are you applying for this role? Very good, very good. Rushana, right? I remember you, jumper. Okay, any other thoughts? Beautiful, same thing, very similar. You guys are smart, very good. So most people, so you do something, you both and other people, I hope so, do something that most people don't do. They talk about themselves. They say, hey, I am the best in this field, like I'm the best web designer in the world. I did this and that. I'm really awesome, hire me please. Wrong, don't do that, because I don't want to hear that. As a company, I want to hear about myself, my company. Why do you want to work for us? Why are we so cool? Not you, us. So you start with like, hey, really love what you guys are doing. Love your mission, I share your mission, your values. I love what you achieved. Bring examples if possible. And that's why I want to work for you. Not because I'm cool, but because you're cool. Right? And second paragraph is then about yourself. Why you're cool. But a little different. Why they should hire you. So don't just talk about generic stuff, but about stuff that's relevant to them again, to this role. Like I think you might benefit from my skills, this and that skill. And I've done something similar before, so maybe I can do it for you as well. Things like that. Okay? All right, so where's my presentation? We're almost over. No, we're not. We have more stuff. All right, so LinkedIn, resume, cover letter. Remember 3 tools that you have. So use all 3. And with LinkedIn, it should be full, like really long. And with resume, it's the other side. It should be short. Like if you have 2 or 3 papers, nobody will read it. Like only one sheet, okay? Not 2, 3 sheets, but 1 sheet for your resume. And talk more about your achievements, not what you did like overall. Almost there, almost there. I have hope. Fingers crossed. Okay. Now, let's get to the interesting, fun stuff. Interviews. Oh, no, let's, how do you find jobs, right? Before interviews, how do you find it? How do you search? This is very important, by the way. I can't say much, he's older than me. All right, in Uzbekistan, you see, you can just say stuff, whatever you want. Anyway, but switch off your phones, please, if you can, because I switched off mine. Yeah, how do you search? Very simple. There are 5 sites. LinkedIn Jobs, ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com, Glassdoor, and then Google Jobs. Google Jobs is not really a website, but if you search for something that has vacancy or role or a job, it will start showing you not like regular results, but actual jobs. All 5 of these sites are job aggregators. What it means is that they use posts from other websites from all over the place. They aggregate and show you. So when you search for something, they will show you results from the entire web, the entire internet. So LinkedIn Jobs, Glassdoor, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Google Jobs. But still, you'll get probably 90% of all jobs out there in the Western world. You know, I'm coming from America, so I don't know how things work locally. I've heard there's hh.uz, UZ, right? Headhunter. So I think this is the most popular, but there could be more. No idea. Like I'm talking about like more American and Western websites. And it's a good idea to work for them because you'll make way more money by doing the same thing, so why not? And then just bring back that experience here to Uzbekistan so it's not wasted there like I did, right? I came back and shared. So 90% of all jobs are there. The other 10% are located at the company websites. If you apply for Amazon, Amazon has Amazon.jobs. You'll see a lot of jobs that are not on LinkedIn or other places, but only there. There are legal reasons, there are other reasons why they do that. They don't post everything everywhere, but they have to legally post a job if there's some open role on their own website. So go to Google. Google has Google Careers or whatever, Google Jobs probably. Meta, Facebook has its own careers.meta or something like that. We have careers.microsoft.com at Microsoft, Tesla, anything you mentioned. Just every website has jobs or careers page where they list all the roles. So again, this is your competitive advantage. Everybody is looking there on these big websites. You go there and find something extra. You go there as well, but also go to career websites and find extra jobs that you can apply for. And the most important part, the biggest takeaway you want to take today, when you apply, it's a numbers game. Numbers game. What does it mean? The more you apply, the better. Very simple. It's marketing, right? You market yourself, right? When you apply, you basically try to sell yourself to more and more companies. So they hire, one of them at least hires you. When you apply for any nice role, there will be hundreds others like you applying for the same role. The chances, even if your resume is perfect, your LinkedIn is perfect, you added the cover letter, you did it the right way, the chances that they'll see it, very slick. Too many people. I don't have time for that. Most hiring managers now suffer because there's so many applicants, they don't know, well, you know what they do? They just take half of those and say, nobody needs the losers, randomly. So this is so bad, so competitive it is. So in order to overcome that, it's a numbers game. Apply as much as possible. Send as many resumes as possible. Let me ask you a question. And I asked that last time at the other masterclass. If you send 100 applications, and your conversion rate, the number of responses that you get from the number of applications sent, is 0.9%. So you send out 100 applications, your conversion is 0.9%. How many responses will you get? How many? At least one? At most one? No. 0. 0.9 out of 100 is 0. 1% is 1, right? It's not 1%, it's 0.9%. So you imagine you spend like 1 month, you work hard, you send 100 different applications, 0 responses, nothing. You know, it feels bad, right? That's why it's a numbers game. Don't send 100, send 1,000. What is 0.9 in 1,000? 9. 9 responses. 9 is a lot, way more. If you pass 3 interviews out of these 9, you get 3 job offers. Now, not them hiring you, but you tell them, okay, you choose. Okay. Moreover, when you have multiple offers, now there's a negotiation power. Now you tell Google, like, hey Google, no, not like this, hey Google, but Google, Amazon is giving me more, like 10% more. Google would say, oh, okay, here's 15% more. And then Microsoft, look, these guys are fighting, like, okay, he's like 40% more. And then they will fight for you because they spend resources. They had like 5, 6 people talking to you through the interview process, right? So now they want you. They don't want all that time and money wasted. So now it's your turn to fight back, kind of, to negotiate. Okay, all right. So interviews. So we've talked about your resume, right? Your LinkedIn profile, how you search, how you apply. Yes? Please. Yes. This is Firuz, cool guy.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Firuz. I'm a full-stack JavaScript developer. There's one little trick that we sometimes use to get a job. So a lot of companies have their source code as an open source on GitHub, which you can pull and tweak it a little bit. So you find out a person who is an SEO or some sort of executive. You pull their code without telling them, and then tweak one little thing and maybe add a feature or maybe just change something that was pre-existent or something. And then once that works, you can actually launch it locally on your device, take screenshots, maybe a screencast, and then you reach out to that person and say, hey, I found this bug on yours, or maybe it's even a bug. Maybe you fixed the bug or added a new feature, and then you said, I did this on your website. Would you mind taking my pull request and having a look at it? And then as soon as they pull your request and then check your code, and if that looks good, they actually reach out to you themselves. Cool thing about the IT market is that it's candidate driven. It's not, unlike other industries. So there are more jobs than there are candidates. Even in artificial intelligence and machine learning segment alone, there's a shortage of 500,000 candidates every year, and the number is growing. So it's a lot easier to find a job than you think, but it's hard to find that first job. And in order to do that, you need to be good at what you do. As long as you're good at what you do, the job will come to you and the money will come to you, and not you will go and chase after recruiters and so forth. I do have an alternative perspective on cover letters. I'm not going to share that, but if you're interested, please fire the questions away. Thank you.
You don't want to contradict me here, but really amazing tip, right? So what Firuz said is that there's GitHub for those who are no coders. It's like kind of also social network a little bit, but it's like a depository, right, for code, like when you submit your code. And then if you see some bug somewhere, you can make a pull request, like basically you can add to that code and improve it. And then write somebody like the owner of the company and say, hey, I found an issue with the code. Maybe it's not even a bug, maybe it's not elegant enough. And you make it perfect, elegant. You show your skills. And they will love it. This is a good way to get in because they say, oh, this guy is talented. Maybe they don't have a vacancy, but they want, I have a lot of issues, I know a lot of cases like that when people have no vacancy, they still hire people just to have you on their team because you are made from their DNA, right? You're part of their culture. We'll talk about it more. And this can be used for non-tech people as well. If you find something that the company doesn't do right, write them a letter. Tell them, I think you guys are not doing the right thing. I think you could do better, and this is how. Don't hope that they will respond to you, that they will hire you especially, but you did a good thing. You helped them improve. It might result in something great, like a job offer eventually, or maybe partnership. Maybe they'll get you as a partner if you're like really skilled. Okay, we'll get to this. Thanks for making it happen. Now, interviews. Damn cover letter, you mixed me now. Okay, interviews. So now let's play a little bit here. I'll give you 3 tricky questions, and I hope you'll answer all 3 of those. Question number 1. You are a guy, young guy, not a girl, a guy, and it's important. You drive a car, pretty bad car. You have your seat and you have a 1 passenger seat. The weather is terrible. And on the bus stop, you see 3 people. One is your best friend that you haven't seen for like 10 years. Amazing, great friend. You really love your friend, the guy. You're a guy, he's a guy, good friends, perfect. You haven't seen him for ages. You have 1 seat, terrible weather. You want to take him, right? And help him. But no, there are 2 more people there. And second person, beautiful, beautiful girl. Beautiful, like crazy beautiful. You haven't seen anybody like that in your life. And you fall in love right away. Because you're a guy, young guy, right? Nothing else to do in your life. Just fall in love, so that's what you did. And now, should I take my friend? I mean, he wouldn't be offended probably, it's my friend. He'll honestly say, I don't care about this girl, like, I want to take her. But no, things get more complex. There's an old woman, very old woman, who is almost about to die. She's that old. And she wants to go to a hospital right now. And you have only 1 seat. If you know the answer to this question, please let others think. Don't answer right away. And the question is simple. What do you do? If you know the answer, don't say it. If you came up with this, please, yes.
I don't know the answer, but my reasoning, I want to tell it. I wouldn't pick the first one. I mean, my long lost friend, because the thing is, the probability that he will get me more networking is less a lot less, because even though he's been my best friend, he's the closer circle. He's not the outer circle. That's my reasoning.
Okay, wrong. No, wrong answer. Oh, why I'm asking this question? It's what Google asks in the interview. Used to ask. They don't do it anymore because everybody knows the answer now. You know the answer? Oh, they go. Okay, Rushana first. Ladies first. Rushana here, and then the guy.
Okay, you said first I have a customer in my car, so my first job is to
Listen
make
to
my
your
way
heart.
to his or her destination. That's my priority. First of all, I shouldn't take that first, second, or third, even though she's old. But I have to make my way.
You cruel, poor old woman. Cruel.
Sorry.
Rushana is cruel.
This is my job in
This is
the
your job.
driver.
So what Rushana says, I'll use my heart. You know, typical woman. Heart, not brain. Just like I'll use my feelings, right? And feelings say like, if you're a guy, like this is a dream girl, why not take her? The guy, the friend is okay, but woman, she'll die anyway, right? But no, wrong. Anybody else? Oh, the guy.
I feel like I could misunderstand the question, but if my friend knows how to drive, I could possibly get out of the car because I'm quite warm, and he'll get the girl, he'll drive her wherever she wants to, and he will come back for me. That's it.
So, if I heard it right, there's some disco happening there, but if I've heard it right, what you'll do, you'll ask your friend to drive an old lady to the hospital and stay with the girl of your dream, right? No? But that is the right answer. I didn't see disco. Anyway, so this is the right answer, right? You ask your friend to drive the old woman and you stay with the girl. Everybody's happy. It's a tricky question, and this is how Google sees, like, are you smart or not? Like, do you do that? Because they're the top, probably one of the top employers in the world, right? So they want to make sure that the top talent that gets attracted to them. They don't do it anymore because there are legal issues, you know, and also they've noticed that smart people are not always the best employees because they don't know how to work with others. They're too egoistic, too ambitious. They're bad team players, so they stop asking those. Anyway, second question. 7 sisters. 7 sisters. Sit at home. No internet. Nothing to do. Sister number 1 decides to clean the dishes. Yeah, wash the dishes. Sister number 2 decides to just clean the house. Just go clean the rooms, you know, do some cleaning. Sister number 3 decides to wash some dress, like some clothes. Just go use a washing machine or whatever. Just spend some time. Sister number 4 decides to play some chess. Sister number 5 decides to play Sudoku. You know Sudoku? Sudoku. Or maybe, okay, Sudoku is tough. Maybe, you know crosswords? Crosswords? Guess crosswords? Yeah, so she does that. And sister number 6 talks over phone. The question is simple. What does sister number 7 do? If you know the answer, let other people think.
May I answer?
Okay,
Me.
okay.
I don't know the answer. It's just, so you were talking about the sister number 5, and you said that she was playing chess, which means that it's played by 2 people. So most likely might be playing the chess too.
Very cool, very cool. I see that most people figured it out. Chess, you know, nobody else to play with. But I always play chess by myself. So might not be always right. And final, this is the tough one. Okay, this is going to be hard. Now you guys, you can raise your hands. I doubt you will figure it out because it's a tough one. So there's a guy. Okay, you come somewhere, like some place, and you see 2 doors. Like here, 1 door, second door, first door, second door. And in front of each of the doors, there's a guardian. Like big guy like Firuz, smart guy like Firuz, stands there and says, I'm a guard. Both of them. The trick is, one of them always says truth. Another one always says no truth. Never says truth. That's so stupid. Never says truth. Okay? Never says truth. One of the doors leads to happiness. Happiness. Another one leads to unhappiness. You only have one question to ask either of those. You have no idea which door leads where. You have no idea which guardian says what, truth or not. And you only have one question. And you need to figure out which door leads to happiness with just one question. Here you go. What would you ask? No more hands. No more happy faces. Yes, here you go. Rushana, you're crazy. You're so smart. Yes.
I will just ask which door, is this the door that leads to the unhappiness? And the guy would say, no, of course, it is the heavens. And this is when I realized he's lying.
How do you know which guard is this? It might be the guy who says the truth, right?
Yeah.
How do you know? No, not the right question to ask. It wouldn't help you. It's a tough one. This one guy.
The second guy, your partner says truth. I will ask one.
Okay. So you ask one of them, say, is this partner telling me the truth? He would say yes, or he would say no. So what? He might lie. You don't know he's the right person or the wrong person. Is he telling you the truth or not? You don't know. Doesn't give you anything. Yeah. Only one question. Only one question. And there's the right answer to this. I'm not playing with you. Oh, look at this. There's some serious people here. Hey, what's up? I'm afraid of people using uniforms. Anyway, any answer? Okay. The right answer. You ask any of them, doesn't matter who you ask. Listen carefully. If I ask the other guy if that door is leading to happiness, would he tell me that this is true or not? Okay, remember? Now, two scenarios possible, only two scenarios. You're asking the guy, you don't know, right? You're asking the guy who's telling you the truth. Like, if I ask the other guy if that door is leading to happiness, will he point at that door or not? So he's telling me the truth about the other guy. And the other guy, he says, yes, he will. Because the other guy is saying no truth. Then the actual door is the other one. So whatever the answer, you choose the other door. Second scenario. You ask the guy who says no truth, right? No truth. You tell him, if I ask the other guy if that door leads to happiness, would he tell me the truth? He would say yes, but he is lying. So again, you choose the other door. In both scenarios, you know the right door. Simple. Anyway, but these are not the questions you need to be prepared for. This is just to make it fun, so you like wake up. Who knows? Maybe somebody was sleeping. I have no idea. I've seen that. I've seen people sleeping in my master classes. So insulting, but they do. And that's okay. So actual question people ask. Oh, my deck is ready. Okay, let's do this. Before I go to actual interview questions, let's go further, so we'll recap. Click next. So first of all, I wanted to figure out, do you guys speak English at all? All right? So we don't want to be like this guy. I'll see you guys you do, because you laugh, you answer to my questions. Next slide, please. So this was, next slide, please. Next slide, please. This was our goal for today, the plan, agenda, if you will. We did talk about, so we introduced ourselves, we did talk about goals. Remember the Rushana jumping here really nicely, and then Ikigai, and then your profile, LinkedIn profile, your resume, cover letter, and then we've talked about how to search for a job, how to apply, And now we're at the stage of the interviews, right? Now I'll talk about the actual questions and how you answer those. And then the offer, I did talk a little bit about that. And then the last one would be about careers and growth. Like how you, once you got a job, how do you move forward? How do you promote yourself and stuff like that? All right, so next slide, please. All right, and oh, this is tricky, I forgot about that one. If you want to help a newbie, please continue. If you want to help a newbie is like a new beginner, a new person, new beginner. I'll help you. You do it with them, with this person, right? If you want to help an old person, an old man, great, you do it instead of them. If you want to help a master, what? No? Very good. You will not just stay away, basically. Don't do stupid stuff because he's the master, you're not. So don't interrupt them. Very good. And if you want to help an idiot, don't help them, you are an idiot. Easy. So I hope most of you are newbies. That's why I'm doing more interactive stuff, so we do it together. This is better way to, remember things. Right? If it was just a lecture, you would forget probably 80% of that. Right away, you go out, you forget. So let's go next slide, please. Yes, we know about that. So most people are news. This is me. This is how you can connect with me, shavkat@shavkat.com. On social media, I'm Cinedictum. This is the new word I invented called films aphorisms. Doesn't matter. Next slide. We talked about that. Next one. Ikigai and stuff. Next one. Yeah, this is how most people live in terms of Ikigai, right? Things I like to do, things I'm good at, things that make money, and I'm here. Right? So this is bad. Now, next slide is how it should be. Right? You have you're good at, you love things, the world needs you, and you can be paid off. And also this is cool things like if these two combine, this becomes your profession, this is your passion, mission, and vocation. Vocation is not vacation with A. Vocation means like what you were born to do, right, in your life. Next one, please. Let's jump. Rushana. Next one. Smart goals. Remember smart goals? Yep. Next one. Remember I mentioned the importance of small steps? This is how it works. If you have something to do that's hard to do, break it down to small steps. That makes it easy. Next one. Yeah, I gave you a couple examples of SEO, like what I do, PM as well. So you have to be more like working with people instead of with technical stuff, right? And you'll succeed. No engineer can be successful without a PM. Moreover, 10 engineers need at least one PM. It's different per company. Meta has less PMs. Microsoft has a lot of PMs. Anyway, PMs are important. PMs make things happen. Engineers sometimes don't know what to do. They're good at writing code, but they don't know what to write. Why? So as a PM, you start with the customer needs, like what people need. Right? You transform it into an actual product or a project or a program and make it happen. So you make everyone work with you, not only engineers, designers, writers, data scientists, everyone. And next slide, please. LinkedIn, yeah, we've talked about it. Build your network, full. Next one. Ideal resume, blah, blah, blah. Next one. Cover letter, yep, they're more important than you are. Remember that? Search, aggregators, career jobs. Oh, wave search theory, I forgot about that one. So I developed it a long time ago. When you search for something, by the way, being able to search is the greatest ability you might have today, right? Because what happened now, last 20 years? There's more information you can consume. Every minute, there are 500 hours being uploaded on YouTube. 300,000 tweets made on Elon Musk's website, Twitter. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there are like 100,000 emails being sent, text messages, so much information. Text, just articles, books. What is being created in 1 minute around the world? You spend your whole life, you wouldn't read, watch, listen to most of it. Just nothing. mean, it's crazy times, right? There's more information out there that we can consume. So the only way out for you, especially, it will increase. This trend will just increase. There will be more and more information, and your life wouldn't really be much longer. It will be more, like a few years long, but not as much. We don't go ourselves as much. So your trick is to search, is to be able to find stuff that we need. So that's why I developed this wave search theory. When you search, don't try to find it right away, but find it in waves. Okay? So first, when you do your search, try to find a pattern, how to actually find what you're looking for. Google is great, it finds you results right away, but in many cases, if you're looking for something pretty hard to find, this will help you. First, you look for patterns, particularly for the job, right? If you look for a job, don't look just for a job right away. See how you can find a lot of these jobs, where they are. I mentioned 5 sites, there could be some other websites, an aggregator, like simplyhire.com, and it's an actual website. And many jobs might be there, or it could be industry-specific website. Let's say you're in entertainment, you're a film producer. They don't post on LinkedIn and other places. They have their own movie boards and some forums and stuff. They post jobs there, right? Or if you move to a new country, their own websites in local languages or different stuff. So when you do your first search, try to find where the results are. How do I find more of this? What are the patterns that I can use? What are the different keywords? Like data science, for example. You heard of data science, right? So if you're looking to become a data scientist or get a job, there's another term called data engineering. So when you start searching on your first wave, you figure out, oh wait, if I start searching for data engineering, I'll find twice jobs, same jobs, pretty much same roles. A little different, data science and data engineering, but one can do the job of the other. So it's pretty straightforward. So this is wave theory. I mean, it's more complex than that, but we don't have that much time. So next slide, please. Applications, remember, numbers game. The more you apply, the better. Next one. This is just words of encouragement. If you think you can do something or you can't, you're right. In both cases. Henry Ford, amazing entrepreneur who built Ford, the car company. Next one. And this is, remember, I broke it down for you. The dream becomes a goal, goal becomes a plan, and then without action, there is nothing, and then it becomes a reality. So when you dream about something, go through this, and it becomes a reality. Very simple. Next one. Interview. So, yeah, we got all these. And next one, the actual questions. Yeah, so let's go seriously. What they ask, basically not that many questions. Everybody asks. One question, super popular. Tell me about yourself. And many candidates will be surprised. They shut down. They don't know what to say. Because they want to say so much and they don't know where to start with. So be ready. So simple. Have like 5 sentences at most about yourself. Who you are. Tell them who you are. What do you love? Right? Make it applicable to that role so it's relevant because you're selling it from first second. So don't say like, hey, I love swimming and I'm good at basketball. I'm like, so, but you know, we're hiring data scientists. Like, so if you say like, you know, I dream about data science at night. I actually solve puzzles. I like look at the data, make queries, and take it out. And this guy's crazy. No hire. So just think about how would you present yourself in just like, you know, 30, 40 seconds that will sell you well, make them understand that you are the right candidate. They did the right thing to talk to you, right? Because they're investing in you right away. When they talk to you, same minute, they spend money on you. So don't waste that money. Let's go behavioral question. Achievements. Tell me about your biggest achievement in life. So one guy told me, you know, I painted the wall by myself. Okay, if it's this wall, maybe it's impressive. But at home, I don't know. How is it relevant? Right? So make it relevant and make it impressive. And make sure it's true. Because if it's not true, they'll figure it out eventually. You can get a job, but you'll be fired if you can't do stuff. And why would you do that? So always say the truth. Achievement is something professional, most likely. If you're a student, that's okay. You never had any jobs. So what do you achieve at school? Like you became top 3% in your school, right, in the exams. Or you passed IELTS like 8.5 or 9 in IELTS, right? That's impressive. So, things like that. Something worth noticing. The next question they ask is, what is your biggest failure in life, your professional life? Again, be ready. You see, I'm telling you this because it's not an interview. You have plenty of time. Just prepare the answers. They ask you, you already know what to say. About myself, here go, blah, blah, blah. Achievement, here's my achievement. Fail, here's my failure. So prepare a story about your failure. The key here, the key here is to make sure that that you learn something from that failure. So in the end of that failure, first of all, if you say, you know what, I never failed in my life. I'm a perfect guy. Everybody fails, nobody's perfect. None of you is perfect, I'm not perfect. Dennis may be perfect, still not perfect. You're not perfect, nobody's perfect. Why? Because we're humans, right? We make mistakes. We're imperfect by nature. So if you don't have a failure story, you're either lying or you are someone crazy. So have a story. And in the end of the story, tell them that, yeah, I failed. Like I failed many times. I can give you like, 50 stories, like how I failed. But I learned something in the end. And that's why I improved. And that's what they want to hear. What did you learn from that failure? Third one, or fourth one now. Conflict resolution. We're people, right? We're not perfect. We argue all the time, especially at work. Why? It's not because we're bad people, it's because we have different opinions, right? Different background. And when we work on something, I think we should do it this way, and he thinks we should do it the other way. Conflict. And we try to resolve it, but we can't because we have different opinions. Somebody needs to win. It's rare, it's not like diplomacy, it's rare to find a solution when everybody wins. Only one side wins normally at work. So you need to have a story about how you resolve the conflict. Right? So, because they will ask that, especially if you're a manager. If you're applying for more like senior roles, when you have to lead people, that's must have. You need to know how to resolve conflicts. FFF stands for Fit, Fire, Function. I have a friend, a multi-millionaire guy. He has his own company. He invented this, and this is the way he hires people. Fit means that you fit our culture. Every company has a culture, right? Every country has a culture. Like Uzbekistan has its own culture. But companies in Uzbekistan has their own cultures. And it's different. Some companies are very aggressive. They're all goals driven. They want to reach new milestones every month. Company I worked for, every week we had to show results. Very intense. It's a culture. I love this culture, but somebody doesn't like this culture. Other companies, like Swedish companies, I worked in Sweden, in Stockholm, they're very laid back, right? They're like, life is more important than work. Let's work 6 hours. Out of 6 hours, maybe 4 hours actually work. Because we want to drink, play some ping pong and stuff. We had a sauna in our office, inside the office sauna. So, the lifestyle. That's a cool culture as well, but it might fit or it might not fit the culture. And it's more about also what this company does for the world, right? What kind of technology they use. Because there are many supporters of different technologies, like Ruby on Rails. For one army, Ruby on Rails, right? The language, right? The PHP plus MySQL. And so make sure you're part of their culture. Fit. Fire, I see people who could fit probably, but they're tired in life, especially older folks. No fire in their eyes. They just, maybe it's natural, maybe they're just too calm, and you feel that they wouldn't succeed in your company. Because we're tired too. 20 of us, or 200,000 of us at Microsoft, and we're tired. We worked there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. We ran out of ideas, we don't know what to do. We hire you, the young folk, who knows, who has passion, who has no idea what we do. And that's why it has fresh eyes, fresh look. And you can change things for us. And you come like this, no fire, no fire. So you need to have fire in your eyes. And third, function. Simple, straightforward, right? You need to know what you're doing as an expert. You need to be able to do things that they hire for. So if they're hiring for some data scientist again, you need to be good at data science. If you're not, then why would they hire you? So fit, fire, function. Remember that. 3 words. In order to pass, like Feroz did, right, 50 interviews at his first role, he told me, right? When you get a job, about to get a job, practice, practice, practice. A friend of mine who was my boss got his job at that company where we worked together as a practice interview. He said, I just wanted to practice. I just came to just practice and just see how I answer, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to get this role. And they hired him, and he became super successful because he was so smart. Harvard graduate, very smart guy. So practice, practice, practice. And when you do, it's going to be super easy because you will be calm when you talk to them. You wouldn't be nervous. Your voice wouldn't, tremble. You'll just be super calm. And when a person is confident, that sells, right? When you're confident, everybody thinks, damn, this guy is good. He needs to be part of us, or a girl, right? She needs to be part of us because she's so calm, so confident. She knows what she's talking about because she prepared all these answers, the achievement, failure, remember, and other things. And last one, like in cover letter, don't talk about yourself too much. Only if they ask, talk about them. In life, same thing. The most boring people are those who talk about themselves. The most interesting people are those who talk about you. All right? Next slide, please. Yeah, with the offer, even if you have just one offer, don't just accept it right away, no matter how happy you are. They give you an offer in terms of numbers, knowing that you will negotiate. Because if you don't, you just lose that 10% or whatever, 20% room for negotiation. So always negotiate. Like at the bazaar, right? You don't just buy stuff because it's insulting for them. They would say like, you're not negotiating, get out of here. I wouldn't sell it to you. Same for these guys. Like, you're not negotiating, not hiring you. They wouldn't say that. They would be happy, but you wouldn't be happy. Next slide, please. Okay, so now you got a job. Congrats. Good job. You made it. And a few things you need to do. It's a bit too far for most of you, so I'll just go quickly. First of all, take initiative. Be active. As I told you, they're tired. They hired you, so you change things around. So do that. While you're still new, and it might be just 3 months, maybe less, you have fresh eyes, fresh perspective. You see things differently than they do. Because they see it every day. They think this is the only way to do it, and then you come and say, no, guys, here's like 5 other ways. That's why they hired you, because you have fresh eyes. That's why companies always hire new people, new blood. That's the key to success. If same people do same thing, same results. New people come in, change things around, hopefully for the better. And one thing here, when you take initiative, be active, is that you'll get a lot of rejections. Most of your ideas are going to be stupid. It's okay. They will tell you like, this is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've heard that. And that's okay. That's normal. Just keep coming up with new ideas. One of those will happen. We'll make it happen. Same thing about applications, right? Remember I told you thousands of applications. That's what it means, by the way. It means 40 applications a day for about a month. If you nail that, I guarantee you, even if you're really, really terrible expert, specialist, you'll still get a job. Numbers game. Statistics. You study statistics, right? They don't lie. Numbers. It's like how I invest in companies. They ask me like, please, new company, great idea. I tell them, hey guys, I just never invest in something new. Very simple. You? Are you 3 years in business? No, bye-bye. Stats say that 99% of the companies fail in the first 3 years. Why would I risk? No. Moreover, in 3 years, if you grow 20% or more every year, you're very interesting. If not, again, yeah, I can survive 3 years, but if I'm not growing, I'll probably fail eventually. Same here. There will be a lot of rejections because you send thousands of applications, right? Don't take it personally. Don't worry. I know in Uzbekistan we're more like, more humans than Americans, like in terms of no robots. We take everything personally. We think they hate us. We suck. Maybe I shouldn't do it anymore. It's not about you. There are thousands of people like you. Rejection, just ignore it. Hold on from it. Maybe sometimes they say why. This is a good insight for you, like, oh, this is why. Maybe I changed things around. So keep sending, learn, keep sending more, get a job. Second, be accountable. A lot of people just suggest stuff, give ideas, just for the sake of ideas. No, make sure you are accountable. You will make it happen, and you will be responsible for the result. Because it's a serious business. Most companies are in very serious business. They do serious stuff, so don't joke around. Be accountable. Like on LinkedIn, remember I said network, like reach out to people, make connections, same inside the company, even if it's a small company. Like I work for startups, I work for big companies, same approach. Network, network, network. Make connections with people, your co-workers, your bosses, your people who report to you, and your colleagues. Make connections. What I did, at the new company, I would just take, let's say it's a small team, like 8 people, 20 people. I would take every single person to a lunch and never talk about work, just talk about them. Like what they do in life, their families and stuff. Like just be careful not to ruin their privacy, but in general, when you get personal, then it's so much easier to work on the work stuff. And yeah, use 3 engagement elements. 3 engagement elements. What drives you at work? First, autonomy. When you work, make sure you are able to finish things, to start and then complete by yourself. You can use the team, the resources, but the less you use, the more autonomy you get, and that means you're more valuable. You don't need management. You don't need help. You can get things done by yourself, or get help by yourself, without like asking a manager every time, especially you, right, at the company, and you hold my hand, please. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to. They have their own job. They have other people. They have other role to do, and then other responsibilities. And now they will hate you. You don't want your boss hate you. Like the worst you can get. Bosses are number one reason people leave the companies. Bosses, then colleagues, and then money and stuff. So that's number one, autonomy. Okay. Number 2, it's called growth, professional growth. So remember, we're not perfect. Even if you're like the top, the best ever specialist in your field, you're still not perfect. There's still room to grow. So use that. Always learn. Always learn. Especially like you're a student right now, learn, learn, learn. And most importantly, learn how to learn. Okay? What happened? I wasn't in Uzbekistan for 25 years. I was coming back and forth. Last time I was here 7 years ago for just 2 months. And when I was 20, I went to work in Belgium, and I moved to Canada, Sweden, US, like other places. And there were people who I really admired when I was 20. Like you guys, most of them. Smart, good looking, interesting, popular among young generation. Guys and girls, doesn't matter. 25 years later, I see them, I'm shocked. They didn't develop, they're same. But now, when I'm 45, same person, I don't respect them anymore. They're at the same level. They didn't achieve anything in their life because they didn't develop. Other people who I thought like average Joes, like average regular folks, they became so awesome. in 25 years. They became way better than me. I was like, wow. Because they were never stopped learning. Power of learning, right? Out of you. Some people will keep learning, some people will have fun, enjoy life. Yeah, keep doing that, it's good. Don't forget about it. Especially sports, like sports are good. But if you stop learning, if you stop studying, if you stop improving, self-improving, you will lose that race. It's a race. Life is a race, right? Some people are there, some people are here, some people are closer to the end. We're all in the race. Once you stop running, you stop, and they are there, and you will never reach them. So keep running. Keep the wheels spinning. Learn, learn, and learn. Major message from today. And the third one, remember, autonomy, self-growth, like professional growth. Third one, see the bigger picture. It's called the purpose. When you work, you write a code, you do a web design, you write some content, and you have no idea why you're doing this. They told you do this. It's my job. Not gonna work for you long term. You wouldn't survive long. If you understand why you're doing this, how you change the world for be a better place, how the company changes the world, then you're mission driven now. Mission driven. So you can do much more, right? You don't just write a code. You know that you write some accessibility feature. You know, accessibility features for people who have some disabilities, right? Maybe don't see well, don't hear well, don't have arms and stuff. So at Microsoft, for us, it's super important. Every website, every software application that we build is accessible. So people with difficulties can still access it. For instance, a tab, tab button on the keyboard, tab. So when you click tab, you can move through buttons, right? People sometimes, they don't see well. So this is the only way for them to move around your website. So if I build a website or a certain page on my on Microsoft, it wouldn't pass. If accessibility team says no, you need to figure all colors. Like there are colorblind people, there are people who have issues with different contrast colors. So we have to make sure every color has its own, so they work together very well, these colors and things like that. So there's a lot of accessibility requirements that we have to pass. And I love it because it's a mission. We make sure not just you, but also other people who have less opportunities in life have same access to our products, like Windows, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, and others. So these are the 3 engagement factors. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, nothing is impossible. Even the word itself says, I am possible. Audrey Hepburn, beautiful actress. Just encouragement. Everything is possible. Next one. Play a game. Okay, so we're done, almost done. So congrats, good job, you made it.